You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 24.
Yep.
I'm Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Spencer Valdez.
Okay, so we're going to open the show today with a new segment, and this is going to hopefully open every show from here on out.
Yeah.
We're going to have this we're talking about some back issues, some fun reads from the bins or from our personal collections.
Yeah.
Older material.
Yeah.
So Spencer, why don't you start this off?
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I picked up the Justice Society of America, and
A limited series?
the limited series, from 1991.
Okay.
By Len Struczynski.
I think that's a W. So, Strzezinski. But anyway.
Okay. Cool. I mean, we have Vandal Savage.
Yes.
You
had me at Vandal Savage.
Who's taken Ted Knight kind of hostage.
Okay.
Using some of his power or his power rod.
Right, Starman.
Yeah, Starman. Right. Take control of his power rod, and then this is kind of bringing the Justice Society back together. There was some fracturing that we didn't really get to see in this series. It was prior to.
Okay.
But it's kind of bringing all of them back together to work together to take down Vandal Savage.
Now, what's the setting of this story?
This is post World War II. They've kind of come back from dealing with that.
Okay.
And they thought they'd left Vandal back in Germany in a bunker somewhere.
Okay.
Thought they had taken care of him, but he's back, and I just feel like he's even crazier than. I mean, you get stuck in a bunker.
Right.
But yeah, it was cool. There's some stuff that deals with the constellations, the things in the sky.
Yeah.
And the energy that they hold and the power that they hold. And then he kind of takes control of America's power grid and starts sucking up all the energy. It's cool. It's a cool story. I feel like it's a classic. Because we get the Justice Society back together again, and that's always awesome.
Now, is it all of the Justice Society? Because I'm looking at the covers here, and I'm not seeing Dr. Fate or the Hourman or
a few
the
of them,
Spectre.
The few of them have been left out. I think they're off doing their own thing. But I think this is kind of the establishment of, hey, we need to get this team back together. They all kind of had this parting of ways, and it's in issue, I think, 3 or 4, where it kind of does a flashback to when it's post-World War II and they're all just exhausted. They're done being superheroes for a while. And,
okay.
And so they kind of go their separate ways. But this is really bringing them back together. And I think after this series, you're going to see Spectre coming back into the picture. You're going to see Hourman and Dr. Midnight come back. And
what about Dr. I meant Dr. Fate, but
sorry.
But Dr. Midnight's cool, too.
Yeah. Dr. Fate will be there eventually. But this story,
So is this sorry to interrupt you, but I was cruising through the covers here, and I want to read this. I saw Solomon Grundy on there.
Grundy's in there.
So is it a team up with Vandal Savage and Solomon Grundy?
As much as you can team up with Solomon Grundy.
Fair enough. I mean,
he's
definitely been used as a pawn. I mean, in the past.
And I mean, the thing with Grundy is that as soon as he sees the lantern, he's going for him, no matter what he's doing. And so that kind of plays into the story, and it's fun.
That's really cool, kind of how we're reading in Earth 2.
Right.
How this is such a wonderful homage and different look on it, but it's the Lantern and Grundy. It always goes down to the Lantern and Grundy with those two guys. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And there's some Native Americans in there too.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah. Okay. Right on. Well, that sounds like a cool book. This morning I was reading Action Comics number 332.
Okay.
Way back in January 1966. I think the cover story is like Lex Luthor, the super vengeance of Lex Luthor or something like that, and and the main story is like a typical, Luthor revenge on Superman.
Right.
And that was cool. Those are always loads of fun.
Yeah.
But the backup story is what I really wanted to talk about. Now in this days, the main story would be Superman in Action Comics. and then Supergirl was the backup story.
Okay.
And in this issue, it's an imaginary story.
Oh.
Where they just kind of change, yeah, that's the word I want to use, transpose Superman and Supergirl's origins. And so, for instance, her father, Zor-El, was the one who built the rocket to send her to Earth, and Jor-El created the dome on Argo City, okay? And in this, Allura and Zor-El escape to Earth with Kara, okay? And they land in Kansas, and they're like, all right, we'll start up, we'll be a farm, and we'll just keep our powers a secret or whatever. And then they get exposed to gold kryptonite, and the two of them lose their powers. So then they kind of like push Kara to, put on a costume and kind of, start using her powers for good publicly. And then when they pass away, she goes to Metropolis as Superwoman. Okay, and then she doesn't work at the Daily Planet. She's a detective. Works with Jimmy Olsen.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so they've kind of intrigued, just twisted a lot of things out. Now back up onto Krypton. Okay, Jor-El created the dome city of Argo City, and so that floated away when Krypton was destroyed. And then when the kryptonite radiation, from below the lead lining of it is too much or whatever, Argo City's going to be destroyed. Then Kal-El gets sent. And lands in Smallville, or in the ocean. And Supergirl, finds him and, sets him up in the orphanage in Midvale. It's basically everything you knew about Supergirl, but it's Superboy. And, he's like getting all mad because he can't be public and want to help. He's got to learn how to use his powers. And so, I don't know, it's just kind of a fun story. So yeah, that's
fun.
It's Silver Age goofiness, but but it's cool. So
which is cool because we're going to be talking about Supergirl later on.
We are, yes.
So actually, let's jump into those books this week.
Yeah, let's talk about. I think we'll start with DC.
Yeah.
We've been talking about DC the whole episode so far, but that's okay.
This is the Before Watchmen Minutemen number 4.
Yes.
Darwin Cook.
The
writing and the art.
Just awesome. Yeah. This is my favorite of these books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every time we talk about it, we're like, oh, this one's the best.
But then there's a couple other ones where we're like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
Because really, the quality across the board of them is pretty high.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'll learn more about Mothman and the sad end of the Silhouette.
Right.
And Sally's retirement. And
we learned some more about Hooded Justice.
Yeah, and the comedian, what he was doing in World War II.
Yeah, and we've said it over and over again, but we get a better look at the comedian in the other books than we do in his book. And
even though his book got better with number 3, and I feel like it's going to be fine.
But this gave us a really good look into why he is the way he is. He cared, and then that got some people killed. And,
his caring didn't matter.
Right, yeah.
Because people died anyway. The callousness of other people fighting for the same cause. So it hardened him. It's almost like... It's almost they make it like if Captain America became Frank Castle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I totally get where you're kind of coming from there.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's what I gotta say about that book.
It's cool because we have Hollis. I like that Hollis is still kind of the focus of this book.
Yeah,
and that he's trying to carry on what he thinks is right, no matter what.
Right, and he is the kind of like the central narrator, or the narrative kind of goes through him because he's the one who wrote the book.
Right.
Under the hood. So, but yeah.
I enjoyed it. I look forward for the next couple issues. I think next is I think it's Silk Spectre.
Silk Spectre number 4 is coming out, and I was looking that issue that I don't think that this coming week there's actually going to be a Before Watchmen book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a week late, and so something's gummed up with the schedule, but
Okay.
whatever. I mean, that could change in how solicitations go,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So our next book is Catwoman, number 13.
Right, and this is supposed to be a prologue to the death of the family storyline with the Bat books. The Return of the Joker kind of thing, and I didn't pick up on any of that stuff in this issue at all.
Either.
I kind of felt like, why did I buy this?
Right. I mean, I thought it was a good story, but I don't see how it ties into Death of the Family. Maybe later on we'll figure out.
I mean, there was someone at the end where we didn't know who it was or something.
Right.
Kind of turn around a corner, whoa, aghast, and we don't see.
Right.
So maybe that has something to do with that story. But right now I'm kind of like, what's going on? Are all these books that they say are going to be tying into this story really?
Right.
Can I skip Suicide Squad when those come out?
Right.
Please.
There was a panel where there was a guy standing back, and all you can see of him was his smile. And so I mean, maybe it's someone who's working with Joker, or
but that's pretty flimsy to have the Joker cover.
Right.
So, but it was okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed the story. I just don't see how it connects to Death of the Family.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the story, or do you want to move on?
I mean, we can. The Catwoman's kind of being used in a plot, and she finds out that the plot is going to be killing some people, and she's not sure if she's okay with it, but she needs to go through with it, and she's being kind of.
Well, she didn't agree to kill anybody.
Right.
Right.
But she's also being kind of like tormented with things from her past.
Right. Somebody's bringing up some bad memories, and maybe that's the Joker. I don't know. So
maybe we're supposed to assume that, and we're just not getting it. But.
Yeah. I mean, the toy theme almost made me think of the Toy Man.
Yeah.
But he's never had anything to do with Catwoman.
Right.
So I guess it's probably a Joker.
Yeah.
But it seemed kind of flimsy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So meh.
A book that I'm disappointed I haven't been picking up is the Green Lantern New Guardians.
This was cool.
Yeah, this is number 13. I did have the opportunity. A buddy of mine let me borrow 2 through 12.
Okay.
2 through 11.
Okay.
He accidentally left one in his car.
It's okay.
Whatever. So this story is awesome. Kyle Reiner basically is able to use his power ring to kind of channel the other light.
The other lantern in the spectrum.
Yeah. So it's cool. And so in this issue, number 13, he's being trained by Star Sapphire and Atrocitus, yeah. And man, Atrocitus is just brutal with him.
Yeah. Boy, that was awesome when he got him to channel the rage, even though it was horrible what he did to make it come out. But it was excellent when it came through.
Yeah,
so,
and then he went with it. I see an issue with this, though. I think it's going to start to change Kyle Reiner.
Well, I mean, it's either he's going to be kind of like the heart of all the Lantern Corps, or he'll have some schizophrenic kind of thing, or just lose himself in this.
Right.
He will either reach his utmost potential or go the other way.
Right. I can see him becoming a villain through this. Yeah. Because his personality, he's so caring, and some of these other like red and yellow and orange. I mean, these are vices rather than virtues.
Well, right.
And so,
I mean, rage, fear, and greed, and avarice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's going to be a splintering with. I mean, we do have Saint Walker who's going to be kind of helping him out, but I feel like he's already kind of gotten that under control. The whole
who?
St. Walker.
The Blue
Blue
Lantern.
Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I just didn't know that character by name. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then we have the Red Spectrum, which I always find interesting because it can be so so powerful. The power of love, where it can blind you into just doing anything, or it can help you. And so this book is going to be awesome. I'm bummed I haven't been picking it up. I think you should pick it up. And it's the Rise of the Third Army book, part of that series that's going on right now in the Green Lantern world.
The crossover, yeah.
So if you've not been picking it up, go back and read those. I highly recommend it. And then I really recommend this book. I didn't get to read number 12, which is a bummer because I think we got some other training in that book.
Right, but I mean, you read up to number 11, so you should be pretty good as to where...
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure how Larfleeze...
Larfleeze, yeah.
Yeah, the Orange Lantern. How he kind of fits into this because he kind of was weird in the previous books. But, I mean, I hope they start... I hope it all works out, really.
Yeah, it should be cool.
Yeah. How did you like it? I didn't like it.
No, I liked it. No, it's fine. I really had everything that I wanted to say, I said, so.
Okay, cool. Our next book is something you've been picking up.
Oh, yeah. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, number 3. And this is the second issue that Keith Giffen has written. And this is cool. Yeah. Adam is kind of becoming more aware of this past that he doesn't quite believe. But Teela's on and was like, no, this is for real. And they have a big fight with Merman.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a cool book. I've never read He-Man comics. I never really watched the show. I watch it once in a while, but
yeah,
this book is just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So kind of coming into it cold, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I love it.
Now, I like this, and I have read He-Man comics before. Okay, don't read the Marvel Star comics because they're terrible. Okay. But do read the Image and MVC creations. I don't know. I think MVC was like one of those like a sub, an imprint on Image. But anyway, they had the property and were putting out comics around the time of the revived animated series in like 2001, I think. Okay. And those comics are great. Cool. So, and I think they share continuity kind of with this. This is kind of accepting that as cool. Right. Speaking of licensed properties, I do want to announce I'm very excited that's right. That Thunder Agents, the DC, they do no longer have the rights. Not that they did a bad job with them, but now IDW. It's either IDW or Dynamite. Now I can't remember. I want to say IDW. Yeah. IDW now have the right to Thunder Agents. Yeah. And they'll be publishing new material in 2013. Cool. I don't know if this is going to be a retro book, if this is going to tie into any of the various incarnations of Thunder Agents that have existed. Mm-hmm. Although most of the revivals have been pretty good about keeping the having a line of continuity between the original and the various other versions that have come out. So they all kind of tie together pretty well. Well, most of them do. So I'm sure that's going to be a cool book. I'm really excited about that. Blah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll move right on. Tripping over my tongue with excitement. You want to... Yeah, Justice League, number 13. Jim Lee is off the book now. Yeah, I had heard that Ivan Rice was going to be taking over on art. He's not doing the art on this. Okay. But it's cool. This is a neat story arc that I think we're going to have this and maybe one other before before the Trinity War takes place. But this is Justice League teaming up against the Cheetah. Yeah. Who's normally just Wonder Woman's nemesis. Right. But she's agreed to let them. They've come forward. They're like, please let us help you. Yeah. We're supposed to be a team, and so they go in and to track her down, and
chaos ensues.
Yeah. Never before did I think Cheetah was such a formidable villainous.
Yeah.
And wow, no, this was really exciting.
Yeah.
So,
one thing that I didn't know if I enjoyed or not was after that last scene.
sure.
And
You're
I
talking
don't
about
want
the backup story.
Yeah, the backup story.
Well, it's kind of foreshadowing Steve Trevor's starting that new Justice League team, Justice League of America.
Okay, I don't want that backup story to start replacing what was going on with Captain Marvel.
Right. The Shazam backup is absent, and there's no explanation for it.
Right.
It's not like Captain Marvel's getting his own book.
Look, I think he should. I would dig it a lot.
I'd be buying it, absolutely. I love Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's this new 52 version, I'm like, I'm a slave to Captain Marvel.
Right.
So, I'm like, what the heck? Are we not going to see him before the Trinity War?
I hope not.
I hope we do.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Because I feel like that's going to be like 6 months away.
Oh wow. So yeah, I mean, I get that they needed somewhere to put that story with Trevor, but I wish it was just somewhere else, and that the main story in this book was a bit longer and it explained a little more.
Well, it's like, yeah, we not even a little thing, Shazam will return next month or anything.
Right,
I was
yeah.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That was a major selling point for me buying this book.
Oh yeah.
Now, granted, the fact that the League are becoming more of a team, and this is just getting to be a better read, hey, that's good.
Right.
Because I mean, if it hadn't been for the Shazam backup, I would have dropped the book during the that whole bit with Graves.
Oh yeah.
With David Graves, that previous arc, because it just wasn't too happening for me.
Which is, I mean, it's weird because it's Jeff Johns.
Right.
But I feel like he's focusing on other.
Well, right. I mean, he's doing Aquaman, and what's his other book he's doing?
The Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, Green Lantern. Derp, derp. But yeah, I feel that in a way, and it's been said by others that he kind of was like writing to fit the style of the artist.
Okay.
And so it kind of made sense that it was just kind of like lots of one page, big splash panel. And like big actiony things and not a lot of substance to it. Because that's kind of Jim Lee.
Okay.
I mean, he's a fine artist, but I'm not like the super fan of him that a lot of people are.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think Jeff Johns is really good, and I think it's cool that he can write to an artist's strengths.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the book will be a better read now that Jim Lee is gone elsewhere. And he will be. I guess he and Scott Snyder are going to be are teaming up for a new Superman book, or they're going to take over on Superman. I'm not sure, but I don't know. That's just something else that's coming.
Cool.
So.
I mean, good inner story, but I want it to be better.
Yeah, and I feel like the book is getting better. Like, if it wasn't Justice League, I wouldn't have given it this much of a chance. But yeah.
So you picked up Legion of Superheroes.
Number 13, yeah.
Number 13, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to pick this up on the strength of the Zero issue.
Oh,
because
right.
it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I really dug it. But then this one was kind of ho hum.
Yeah. What a good explanation. Ho hum. Yeah.
Yeah, and I expect a little better from Paul Levitz. But maybe I feel like this isn't the start of a new arc. There was something else going on prior to the Zero issue. Not every series had like ended an arc and then 0 month happened.
Right.
So this is a little messy. It was okay.
Yeah, I don't know the characters very well. I do like that they keep inserting the character name and title in the art
because there's so many characters.
Well, character name and abilities. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's really important to kind of keep track of what's the deal with the various Legionnaires because there are so many of them, and that's something that's kind of been That's fairly traditional with Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, okay. So, Bouncing Boy.
Yeah.
Is he legit? I
He
don't
is
know.
legit.
I don't know much about him or
he's
anything.
legit. He's been around since the Silver Age. In fact, almost all of these characters have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, and I think actually, I take that back. I think every Legionnaire that's in this book has been around since then. So, I mean, whatever.
Okay.
We're good.
I wasn't sure, and I was like, did they just make that up? Like, okay.
No. And what I noticed, though, is, like, a lot of people are kind of shy away from... Here's a strength of this. Some people shy away from New 52 books because there's such a major continuity shift.
Right.
But I feel like it's almost non-existent with Legion of Superheroes because it's set in the future.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a formula like they didn't really tweak it. The only new difference I noticed was Triplicate Girl, who became Duo Damsel after one of her other selves was killed. Now she's Multiple Girl, and so she just has creates multiple wives. So they just kind of tweaked that, I think. But other than that, and everyone kind of looks, acts, rings true. Like it seems like it's just carrying on like it's always been.
Okay.
Which can be good or can be bad, but yeah.
So the kind of, I don't want to say companion book to this, but the connecting book of Legion Lost is being canceled.
Right.
That's what I was picking up.
Yeah, and that was actually, I felt, a better read than this issue.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed because I was kind of starting to get into it. I picked up the 0 issue and I picked up the number 13, I think it was. Might have been 12. No, it was 13. And I enjoyed it, and I like it. Kind of felt like it was a new. It kind of felt like this, where it's not a new arc, but it seems like if you jump in here, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I mean, and there's 3 more issues.
Okay, so
and there may be an annual in there too.
Right.
So I mean, January is when the book it's done. So, I mean, maybe they'll have a resolution, and those characters will hop back into Legion.
Oh, maybe.
So
that'd be good.
I don't know. It might be the injection that this book is needing. I really hope that I'm gonna enjoy the next issue more. But yeah, I'm gonna give, because we had our agreement at 0 month that if you picked up Legion Lost, I'd pick up Legion of Superheroes. And I said, well, I'll give Legion of Superheroes until the last issue of Legion Lost comes out.
Okay.
So before I decide to drop it or not, so I'll give it that chance.
Yeah.
Because I had been this was a book that I had been curious about since we started doing the show, and well, I'm gonna give it a fair shake.
Yeah.
So anyway,
our next book is our last in the DC universe. Supergirl number 13.
Yeah. Boy, when I took a look at this cover, I thought that was the New 52 version of Simon.
Oh yeah.
But no.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how Simon looks on Young Justice.
Yeah.
But this guy, Tycho, he's like this jellyfish man?
Yeah, something.
Now, that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
But this guy's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Formidable villain.
It's someone from Supergirl's past who she thought she killed and was feeling guilty over.
Right.
But has come back, and he's like, oh, no, I don't want to fight you. I want to take over your home. Basically. Yeah. I mean, I think this is her first time to the...
It's typical. People get superpowers and then they become power mad.
Right.
Okay. So it's kind of the cliche villain, but it was cool. Yeah.
He kept her on her toes the whole time. So I'm not sure what... Sanctuary. That's where she is. It's in the Atlantic Ocean.
It's like, I think it's like a Kryptonian artifact or something. Probably from Argo City. Right. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is the first regular issue, or I didn't say, but it's the first regular issue of Supergirl that I've picked up. And I started picking this and a couple of other Superman books in anticipation of the Hell on Earth crossover that's coming up, which looks like it's introducing Bizarro. Oh. But I don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's really what that is.
Right. And that kind of preview is in all the DC books this month, except for
all the DCU preview ones. It's not in He-Man, it's not in Watchmen, but anyway.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool how she kind of settled the fight with him using the Kryptonian sanctuary.
Well, right, because it's yeah. She because the thing was like it heeded all of her commands, and so it's just like, well, neutralize this intruder.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anyway, but yeah.
Right.
Spoil anything away? There's a mixed thing. Okay.
But we do have a new. There was like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Are you picking up Superman, the regular?
I'm this Wednesday. I'm picking up Superman.
Okay, so
then I'm gonna get Superman starting with number 13 through the Hell on Earth crossover.
Okay.
So, which I think is gonna run a couple months. So.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Interesting. I thought Supergirl was cool. Supergirl was cool. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
We're leaving the DCU.
Yeah.
We're jumping into Marvel.
Yes.
And the DC books were good this week, but I think the Marvel books were okay. A few of the Marvel books were just top notch.
Yeah.
With Daredevil and Hawkeye, like those two books have. I mean, they've been great.
Yeah.
Since we started picking them up.
Yeah.
But this week was awesome.
Well, good. Yeah, Daredevil number 19.
Yeah.
This still great Mark Waid writing, and Matt Murdock figures out what's going on with this whole thing. He thinks he's going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the return of a not a major villain, but a villain from the past, nonetheless, under a new name. And when you read this issue, it all falls into place what's going on, and it's what a trip the past few issues have been, because you're like, what's going on? Is he going nuts?
Yeah.
I was thinking,
even in this issue, you're like, come on, man. Like,
see, I was thinking that it was the sensory tweaking that had happened with when he was in Latveria.
Oh, okay.
Like taking, like, is he seeing the past, or getting some kind of precognition, and it's just messing around with all his other stuff? No, wasn't this at all.
Right.
But
and I think that's what they wanted you to think.
I'm sure that's exactly what Mark Waid wanted people to think, so that this will be such a curveball, which is excellent. I mean, what a talent.
Yeah.
So I love this. I can never wait, but I can't wait again for the next issue.
Right.
Anything else you want to say about Daredevil?
No, you said it all. Yeah. It was so cool. And going, like...
Absolutely my favorite Marvel book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, when Matt realizes what's going on, he's like, this guy was lame. Like, I took him down easily. And now this?
Yeah.
So it's always cool to see when someone gets their act together and can take on a superhero that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. You want to talk about Hawkeye, number 3?
Yeah, I do, because...
Matt Fraction.
I love these books so much.
And David Aja, who I like his art.
Yeah, it was cool. It's... I don't even know
Again, another one and done.
Yeah, and I think that's how all these are going to be.
Yeah, because when you talked to Matt Fraction, he said it's going to be 1, maybe 2-parters. Yeah. And that's cool.
Yeah.
Because
when you go into a shop or something and you're just like, I don't know what to read, this is a great book for shop owners and shop workers to point you to, because, look, you want a good book that you don't have to come in every week to get, pick up Hawkeye.
Right.
Because you're going to get a full story.
And you don't have to know anything what's been going on before. You don't have to buy multiple books.
Right.
I'm sure shop owners and comic companies don't like that so much.
Right.
But I think it's important to have a balance.
Yeah.
Of, like, every company should have a few of those titles that, like, cool. So somebody can just buy it, and it can be a casual reader rather than, there's a family of books that's tying into this, or there's all this, previous story arc. It's very nice to just have a book like that.
Right. Which is, it's weird because Fraction's writing this, but he was also writing the Everything Burns, or he was co-oping Everything Burns with Thor and the Journey into Mystery.
Yeah.
Which you needed a lot of backstory
Oh my
for.
gosh. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But and writing Iron Man, which there was clearly stuff we didn't know about, but it worked.
But this last this 7 to 8 part series is, I mean, it was golden. Like, we didn't need all that backstory.
Yeah, it would have helped, but it was such a good read.
Absolutely.
And it is. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the next issue's coming out this week.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of prologue or epilogue kind of
Yeah.
rounding out story.
Wrapping it up. Yeah, okay. So
But,
anyway, let's talk about Hawkeye. Sorry, we got a little tangent to that.
Yeah, we did. So we have Hawkeye and Hawkeye.
Yeah, this chick, what's her name?
I actually can't remember her name.
It's a Katie. Kate.
Katie, that's right.
Yeah, and she's like his protege.
Right, and he's trying to tell her why he has all these trick arrows, and like
she thinks it's
explaining-
dumb.
Yeah,
And
especially the boomerang arrow.
And then they use all these cool trick arrows
Yeah.
in the issue, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, it was cool.
And it was just a, like, you know, stopping a girl from getting killed, or,
Yeah.
like, you know,
There
just
were
some
no-
thugs.
There were no super villains. There was no. It was just street thugs going after a girl.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You know, and not that, you know, I'd like to see some supervillains, but keep them, like, on that low level.
yeah,
You know, like, they're having the Circus of Crime, then the Ringmaster and the Circus of Crime last issue, that was great.
Yeah.
You know.
when I talked to Fraction, I'm really looking forward to the dog point of view book that's coming out.
Oh, that's right. There is going to be an issue that's going to be from the dog's point of view. Is it Lucky or?
Yeah, his name's Lucky because
Yeah.
he got hit by that car and then Clint saved him. But
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting, I think, because, I mean, how often do you just see things from 2.5 feet up?
Right, and
You know?
I think that's clever. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It'll be see that because I think in this is the one book he's staying on Hawkeye. You know, he's leaving Thor and he's leaving Iron Man, but he's also going to be writing both Fantastic Four books.
Yeah.
Which I'm getting for
Right.
sure.
And I'm going to read them because Fraction's writing them, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, great book. If you just want to pick up one comic, start picking up the Hawkeye books. Because you can share them with your friends. They can just jump in wherever you're at, and it's going to feel okay.
Yeah, and you can come in at any issue on this. So
Yeah.
it's an enjoyable series. I'm really, really like it.
Definitely.
So this week we also got the Marvel Now .1. I think it's a one-shot.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's a large. It's like I think it's like 64 pages or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's like a one story kind of with like Nick Fury,
Mm-hmm.
the son Nick Fury Jr. or whatever, and it's kind of like the other 5 stories are kind of interweave and woven through that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of clever how they do that, although it can be confusing if you're not picking up on that.
Right.
But it's just kind of previewing some of the books that are going to be coming out at various points in the Marvel Now thing. Only one of them I noticed was a book that's coming out in before the new year.
Oh, okay. Which one was that? Do you know?
That was FF
Oh, okay.
with Ant-Man.
Right.
But yeah, it's previewing whatever the Shield book is.
Who's doing FF?
Oh,
who's writing
Matt
it?
Fraction's writing it,
Yeah.
and Michael Allred's illustrating it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be gold. I don't know if the Shield book is going to be a book.
Yeah.
Titled on its own. I'm not sure. I'm confused about that. But it previewed 5 books that are coming out.
Mm-hmm. Only 2 of them really kind of caught my eye, honestly.
Oh, no, excuse me. The Nick Fury book is going to be Secret Avengers.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's previewed FF. That's the one with Ant-Man, She-Hulk, She-Thing, and Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
Young Avengers, Nova, Cable and X-Force, and Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, excuse me, no, a couple of them are coming out before the new year, but everything else seems to be like this is like second wave of
Right.
Marvel Now. But yeah, let's talk about these.
Okay. So let's do the Shield one, the Nick Fury Agent of Shield.
Yeah. And again, that's going to be Secret Avengers.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was good that they kind of spread it out.
Yeah, that kind of like intersected into every part of the book. I realized
Right.
they just took excerpts from the other 5 books and wrote this around that
Yeah,
to kind of make a story. But
I don't care.
I
I'm sorry, I don't care.
right. I mean, you didn't need that.
No.
I mean, it was almost like a trick. Like, they got us to buy a preview book.
Uh
So
Uh,
there was some fun reading though. I mean, it's nice to have a big chunk of comic like this.
yeah.
Um,
I
but it
don't know.
wasn't super satisfying.
Right. I'm kind of gonna jump in. Okay. So Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that was really short.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't get really. I don't know much about them, and
Right.
so just that short little. I think it was maybe 2 pages.
It was pretty brief.
Story. So I mean, it was kind of intriguing, but I want to know a little more about something before I decide if I want to get the book. I guess it was more than 2 pages. Okay, I was way off.
Yeah, it's like 8 pages, dude. But that's the one of the 2 that Brian Michael Bendis are going to be writing.
Right,
The other
and
one, of course, is All New X-Men.
He's good, and so I mean, he's gonna probably do a good job on it.
Here's the thing: that book is probably going to be hot stuff, especially because the
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy movie is going to come out, I think, next year.
Oh, okay.
So that's a book to really watch, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the more interesting ones in here.
Next, we had Nova.
Nova, and I didn't know that there was the original Nova was dead or something.
Yeah,
The one that I remembered from the New Warriors, but I mean I didn't really care.
Right.
So there's this younger guy. It's a kid who's Nova now.
Right.
Jeff Loeb writing it. Quality writer.
I didn't know that. When I was reading it, it went Guardians of the Galaxy straight into Nova, and I didn't know that there was a break there.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Did that kid become?
Right.
And so I was confused, and then when I realized, oh, it's a different story. Okay.
Yeah.
But even then, it seemed kind of like a joke book almost.
Well, right. It was definitely more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a way to do lighthearted where it's not. I don't know. Is it camp? Is the right word campy?
Yeah, or just corny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean I enjoyed reading that. It was fun. I don't know that I want to pick up a Nova book.
Right.
But yeah, I almost feel like this book is intended to preview some of the books that they're not sure are really going to take off, and they're like, how much should we push this? How much should we really invest in those?
Right.
So I don't know.
The one book I am excited for is Young Avengers.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool. I think it's kind of an answer to the Teen Titan Young Justice push that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Young Avengers has been a current book at Marvel already. I'm not sure if it's still a current book, but it was within the past few years. I haven't followed it, so.
I feel picking up with the new, not New 52, Marvel Now, will be a good place for me to jump in and kind of understand where they want to go with the story.
Yeah, and like the young Loki is putting together this team, and I'm like,
what? Which I thought was kind of funny and cool.
Yeah.
Next one was the Ant-Man in its art.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man and the FF. That's cool. I'm in. I'm in. I wanted, as soon as I saw it, Michael Allred, and it's a new series, I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That and Matt Fraction's writing it, and it had definitely plenty for me to say, yes, I want to get that book sight unseen.
Yeah.
So, not a whole lot more I could say to that, but I didn't realize, and this is not Hank Pym Ant-Man, this is Scott Lang Ant-Man.
Right.
But it's so funny because Dr. Doom has his whole thing against Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, the revenge and all that. But the Scott Lang Ant-Man has his whole set of reasons to go after Dr. Doom.
Right.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like there might be a bit of a crossover story there at some point.
Perhaps. I feel like that book might be somewhat outside of Marvel U, just because it's set in the premise of this FF is filling in for the regular Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So, but if there's a regular Fantastic Four book,
Yeah.
what's up with them? So it's just because Michael Allred did this book a few years ago called X Statics, and it was like basically a real world reality show with like X Force, but it was like all new characters.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't exist in the Marvel U.
Oh.
Cool book though.
Yeah.
But
speaking of X Force.
Oh yeah, and then the last story in the book was really centered around Forge, but it's previewing kind of Cable and X Force. I think that's the book. Yeah, Cable and X Force, which is a book that I don't care about.
Yeah, I didn't know where the story was going in this, and when it finally kind of resolved, I didn't care. Which, I mean, they got you to buy it.
Yeah.
They not only did they get you to buy it, you spent $6 on it.
Yeah, well, at least I got a box holder discount. But yeah, I mean, this was just kind of like, I sure got a lot of comics here, but it was like junk food. I didn't get anything substantial, and I didn't. Man, why couldn't this have been about like the books that are coming out real soon, the ones I'm like amped to read,
right?
Anyway, we'll just move on to something else that's been sitting in my craw for a while. The Mighty Thor number 21, and this is part 6, the last part of the Everything Burns storyline.
But you had mentioned that there's going to be an epilogue in
Journey to Mystery, and then I think the next. Well, I think the epilogue's in Journey to Mystery, and then like the next issue of Thor is going to have some ties to this.
Okay.
And then Thor's ending.
Right. And so we talked about this earlier. Matt Fraction's writing it, and it's the opposite of what Hawkeye is. Where Hawkeye, you can just pick up an issue and be content. With this, you need to, it's so backstory heavy.
And you need a friggin' scorecard to keep track of all these characters. I mean, at least I have some familiarity with them.
Right.
But not massive.
Right.
Because I've never been a huge Thor reader. To make a long story short, I guess Loki's betrayal of Thor had something to do, like it was a good thing, and he comes back and he uses some magic stuff to steal Surtur's sword or something and beats him. Like, huh?
I mean, we saw the Allfather, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Odin's coming back, and that's cool. But I'm like, God, man, I wish I hadn't been picking this up. You know?
The premise is cool. The premise of Asgardia is burning, and
sure, and I love Alan Davis's art.
Fraction's writing it.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
No me gusta? Is that the way to say that?
I think so. I hope I get a better insight into Loki with the Young Avengers.
Sure.
And I feel I will. But
I just wish I knew how Loki became this kid.
Yeah. Oh, we find out that his Raven
was just all in his mind or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Everything burns, including this issue.
Yeah. Good call, sir.
Oh. So we have, what do we have next? The New Avengers, number 31.
Yep. Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I remember this.
No?
No. Can you give me
I'm not sure if I'm recalling
I don't
whole
remember.
lot
Okay.
either.
Right. So, what's her name? Victoria Hand is going around just murdering people.
Yeah.
Murdering sorcery kind of people.
Yeah.
Magics and things
like that.
Yeah,
she takes down Damon Hellstrom. And some other sorcery chick who I don't know.
Yeah.
We get some cool vignette with Doctor Strange and Iron Fist kind of meditating together. They're talking about Luke Cage is leaving the team, and it's like, are they going to disband the New Avengers?
Right.
Ms. Marvel, with a crappy new costume, is calling herself Captain Marvel, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because there's only one Captain Marvel. And
That's
it ain't
right.
from Marvel Comics. Yeah, Daredevil's kind of here, and because he's part of this team. Spidey too, but
Thing.
oh yeah, but I think the
The twist at the end was kind of cool.
Victoria Hand, I think, is being possessed by some evil entity.
Yeah.
And that becomes pretty clear in the last part, the very end. I don't know. This wasn't a WoW issue, but
No.
I'm hoping to see like where this is. Hoping Bendis is gonna do something cool with these last issues before they kind of get the Marvel Now relaunch. Or am I hope I don't feel like a sucker for getting this. I was just like, oh good, Avengers vs. X-Men is finally over. Now I can start getting Avengers books.
Right.
But I feel like I may have gotten in a little too soon.
Yeah, the repercussions are still
Yeah.
hitting.
Well, at least they got a limited series, the AVX Consequences that I can ignore.
Yeah.
And it's not like the book is devoted to that. So,
Yeah.
and that's it for Marvel for now.
Yeah, it is. But now we're in Valiant, which we love. At least I do. This number 5, Harbinger.
I love Valiant too. Yeah, no, this was great.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man.
These just, I mean, they're just on this upward track of being great books, and the relaunch is just wonderful, and I'm so happy that you were picking these up. I am picking up Shadow Man when that comes out. I know that you're kind of iffy on it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I think these 4 are kind of it for me for Valiant. I may even decide to drop Archer and Armstrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you were to do that, I'd probably pick that one up over Shadow Man because I don't know it, and just.
Well, I mean, I'm not yet. I'm not going to drop it,
Okay.
but we'll see. But I mean, I'm really solid on Harbinger, Exo Man of War, and Bloodshot. But I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think I'm as into Archer and Armstrong. I like it,
right.
but yeah. Anyway, Harbinger number 5.
Yeah. So we have Peter Stanchek. He just realized his buddy's dead.
Joe, yeah,
murdered actually.
Mm-hmm.
And so he takes it out on Ingrid, who's another. She's kind of like a mind reader.
Somebody else at the Harbinger Foundation. She's another Harbinger.
And then he.
In the old Harbinger, his Harada called the people, the superpowered folks at the Harbinger Foundation. They were all Harbingers, but he referred to them as egg breakers.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't heard that term used at all yet. Anyway.
Anyway, so the guy who murdered Joe Edwards or Edward, I can't remember. Kind of. I mean, there's a pretty nasty fight between him and Peter.
Yeah.
And then I think Peter just kind of dominates in that.
Yeah, and so he takes a fight straight back to Harada and takes down. I'm gonna call them egg breakers. Has a big fight with a few, I think the key egg breakers and
Livewire and Ion and one other.
Yeah.
But he kind of brings down the house, quote unquote.
Yeah, which kind of reminds me of I think Harbinger, the original Harbingers. I think 24 and 25, the original series.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I have a feel. Yeah, it's like there's touches. They're doing different things with this series. They're kind of, some of those events are going to happen, but not in the same order.
Right.
So.
But then he escapes Harada.
And Zephyr too. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Cool book. Cool story. Just read them.
Yeah, I like this. I see where this is going.
Uh-huh.
Where I hopefully I see it's going, and I really hope that there gets to be that spin-off book, The Hardcore, which were these team of like special ops guys that were like they kind of found a way to simulate superpowers.
Oh.
And they fought. They were at war with the Harbinger Foundation.
Oh, cool.
So.
Yeah, that'd be a cool book too.
Yeah, it was a cool book in the original Valiant, so I'd like to see that one come back.
Yeah.
So
our next Valiant book is Exo Man of War number 6. Yeah.
See how we did that in unison?
Yeah, it was great.
Ninjak
and
Exo. This is the fight. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, super sweet.
Yeah.
Super sweet.
Betrayal and fighting and just awesomeness just throughout the book.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for next issue. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah. So
I can totally see Ninjak getting his own book next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. After this kind of arc with him and Exo, like he deserves a book. You know what I mean?
He's been really great. I mean, yeah, this is his because he was in Did he guest in just the last issue, or was he in the number 4 as well?
I think there was a preview for the next one.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
But this is very cool.
Those previews, I don't like them because I get so excited, and then when I'm reading, I'm like, I read this already, you know.
Well, yeah, and now it's like they have it like 2 Valiant books come out the same Wednesday,
right?
And then like 2 weeks later, another 2.
Mm-hmm.
But in each one, they have the preview for the other Valiant book that's coming out. It's like, do you really think these are not Lay's potato chips?
Right.
Or no, these are like Lay's potato chips.
Yeah.
You can't eat just one.
Right.
So I mean, if you're getting a Valiant book, you're probably reading all of them. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, the universe is connected. It's all one kind of universe. So.
And it's a cool universe. I'm excited to see where this is going to play out in the next couple years.
Yeah.
So yeah, Exo Manowar, great book. It's one of the best books we're reading.
Yeah.
So that's it for Valiant.
Yep. We picked up a free book this week.
Yeah, let me tell you the story. The Cyberforce number 1.
Top Cow universe.
Well, it's Image. Top Cow is an imprint.
Okay.
But yeah, but Cyberforce. Mark Silvestri, the guy who created it for Image in the 90s, he went and to Kickstarter, and they kind of got this project going to like fundraise, and like, you know what, we're going to relaunch Cyberforce, and we're going to put it out, the first 5 issues in print and digital, totally free. And so so I realized, like, okay, they're going to try and get you to hooked in, and 5 issues, and I'm sure number 6 will be the end of the arc.
Yeah.
You know, but
which
it's a cool plan.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not a cooler comic.
Yeah. I mean, I'll pick up the next 3 issues.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get them, and it's something else to talk about on the show. But my problem with this was, okay, I didn't follow Cyberforce, the original stuff. Like, I was aware of it. Sure, I remember Ripclaw, but I don't know if this is a reboot or if this is carrying on from the previous continuity. I don't know. I mean, if it's carrying on continuity, okay, shame on me, because I'm the one. I have every reason to be lost because I don't, whatever. But if this is a reboot and I'm like reading this, I'm like, what the heck's going on? That's just poor writing.
Yeah, and I mean, in the next book, I thought it was interesting. I love the art in it.
Yeah, Koi Fam's art, and I recognize the art from somewhere. It's very familiar. So I like Koi Fam as an artist, but
interesting concept, I'd say, for a story and a universe. But I mean, there's no reason for me to care why she's running away.
Yeah, I mean, if this was,
is she just a punk kid that runs away from her mom?
Yeah.
like, I don't know. So
the thing is, I don't know. If this wasn't a free book, I don't think I'd be buying this.
Oh no, it's one that I would.
But I mean,
over.
We'll pick up them as they come out, and I think they might be coming out every couple of weeks. It's not wait a month. So I think.
One thing I would say is that Kickstarter has, I mean, what a cool way to get your readers involved in a book.
Well, right, and they do various projects to kind of launch comics, and I think that's cool, and I'm glad Kickstarter exists. Man, this would be great if this was a book that I would have wanted to pay money for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was not rocking my socks off, you know? But oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well. So,
jumping out of that universe into the Dark Horse.
Dark Horse doesn't have a universe.
No.
So I don't know what you're talking about, Willis.
But I picked up Billy the Kid's Old Timey Oddities.
And the Orm of Loch Ness.
Yeah, it's
number 1.
4-part, 350 pennies.
Yeah, that's
I loved that.
So written by Eric Powell, creator of the Goon. Just written. He didn't illustrate this, but
right. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The last scene was cool.
Oh yeah. But building up to it's cool. It's like, hey, lots of like, you know, monsterness and
crazy town.
Yeah.
We I feel did we talk about that we read a preview somewhere?
I feel like there was a preview for this that we read in like the back of some Dark Horse book. If it wasn't Conan, it was probably one of those Lobster Johnson ones you picked up, or maybe even that Baltimore limited series that you got. But
I'm glad I picked this up.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
I think I'm going to continue to pick this up because it's just it's a fun book. It's monstery and creepy and fun.
Yeah.
And so I dug it.
Cool.
And, yeah.
So, last but not least,
the Dynamite.
The Lone Ranger, Snake of Iron, number 3.
Yeah.
Man, so this is a really, really good limited series.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited about this book because it ties in with the Lone Ranger. And I don't know why I picked up the Lone Ranger book.
I don't know. I don't know why you notice we got 2 Westerns in this. Why aren't you picking up All-Star and Western?
I wanted to this week. I didn't see it.
Okay.
I thought it came out this week. It might be next week or the week after. But
yeah, I'm not sure. But
yeah, I've never been like a big Western fan.
Yeah.
But for some reason, these comics are just awesome.
No, I've really been digging these Lone Ranger books, and Chuck Dixon has been the guy writing these. He's written a lot of stuff, particularly Batman.
Right.
This
issue is kind of focusing on. The series is kind of focusing on Tonto's protection of a native kid on a train.
I think he's like the son of a chief or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And he's defending these white folk. Sorry, these Caucasian folk.
It's white. It's not.
From a band of
Kyoba, I think.
Kyoto. And sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
And so he's taking out these renegades basically to try to take out the train. I'm not sure what they're.
They want the boy back.
They want the boy back.
Yeah.
The Rangers out at a fort trying to get
some army soldiers to come and rescue him, but they're like, we don't even know where that train's gonna be.
Right.
It's a blizzard out here.
He's protecting this woman who has a camel who the natives think is the spirit horse, but it's just a camel. And yeah, crazy good book. I'm enjoying it a ton. I wish they came out, 1, more regular, and 2, more often. Because then we could have a couple more of these books coming and reminding you that they're still there. But yeah, All-Star Western is something that I've wanted to pick up. I don't know when.
Right. Sorry, it was just so tangential. I was like, you're just into these Western books. I figured Jonah Hex would be shoo-in. But so that's our books. New books this week. Webcomic of the week.
Oh yeah, we have a webcomic of the week. Doghouse Comics. Basic art, pretty much stick figures, really.
Okay.
But the dialogue and the writing is just hilarious.
Yeah.
They're usually standalone comics, so you can just jump in, hit random comic, and just get funny.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention is that the Wormworld Saga,
a previous webcomic of the week,
they have updated and they have a new, new story.
A new chapter or whatever?
Yeah, new chapter.
Because that guy puts them out pretty sporadically. It takes a long time with us.
It said it came out in August. I'm not quite sure how honest that is. I think it was sometime in September that it came out. Okay. I've been watching it for you. It's out now, and it's a good story.
Okay.
Go read it.
All right, so I think that's it for this week. All right. This has been Comic Reflections.
It has.
I'm Nicholas Prom.
I'm Spencer Valdez.
See you later, alligators.